recording since we have a special guest tonight, and I'm going to be respectful of her time. But really quickly, Teen Cup is halfway through, so we still have half the month to go. So you guys are killing it. A lot of you are really close to hitting Success Club, so let's do it. Some of you already have, and that's fine. Keep pushing for more and more and more. And the health bet, which we're all really excited about, so keep posting about that. But really quickly, I'm going to do introduction of our guest speaker. This is Carly Del Carlo. She is a 9-star, 2-time elite, top 10 2014 coach. She signed up a year after me, May of 2013, which I think that's really, really cool. Success Club 10 All-Star Legend. And I'm going to let her just take it away. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, Carly. Uh-oh.
I just realized I wasn't muted. Sorry. I was muted. To make sure. And then for some reason, do you have a way of muting everybody? For some reason, when I speak, people often tell me that it echoes, and I think it's when everyone isn't muted. So I just want to make sure you guys aren't hearing like squeaky noises the whole time.
Yeah. Sure.
I think you can press participants and then you can press mute all. But anyways, I just wanted to make sure you guys don't hear any whatever that's called, back noise. And then I don't know if you guys can, I like hearing who I'm speaking to. Would you guys chat in the chat box or text in the chat box, like what rank you're currently at and when the last time you hit Success Club was? Just because I'm curious, not because I'm gonna like call you out or anything. I'm just curious, like the audience that I have, so I can kind of gear it towards you guys. So I'll kind of tell my story a little bit while I wait for you guys to chat in the box. But I, like Natalie said, I joined when I was 23. Yeah. I'm trying to do my math. I was 23. It was in 2013, and I just graduated college about a year before I found Beachbody. So I don't know, some of you guys might follow me on social media, so I'm sorry if you've heard my story like 1,500 times, but I'm going to tell it anyways. So I joined Beachbody after I had actually originally already lost some weight. I lost 80 pounds going into my second part of college, but I also gained a nasty eating disorder when I lost that amount of weight. I got addicted to the scale and not necessarily health and fitness, and it became something that I really battled for many years. So I actually got myself healthy. I was in college, did all the normal crazy college things in a sorority, had a ton of fun, and I graduated with a pre-law degree, found myself in a crappy relationship. Actually, it wasn't even a relationship, just a crappy, who knows what this is. And I also found myself 50 pounds heavier. And if you are anything like me and you've lost weight and then even gained a pound of it back or 5 pounds of it back or 100 pounds of it back, getting back to where you once were, especially for me doing it the healthy way and not starving myself and having, battling that eating disorder was something that was really, really hard for me. And I'm not going to lie, it's something I deal with every day. And if you have battled an eating disorder, it doesn't go away. It's just always there. So I found Beachbody, and I saw all these people talking about, on social media. I was just, stalking people like I'm sure all of you did before you joined. And I saw people talking about working out at home, and they were getting these awesome results. And I was too ashamed to go back to the gym at the time. And so I was like, well, if I'm going to do anything, it's probably going to be in my living room. So I joined a challenge group. I joined as a challenger first, and I just decided that I was going to try, and I was going to try as a challenger. And it's funny, I actually hated Shakeology at first. I thought it was disgusting, and I really didn't like working out at home. So I'm like the anti-challenger, but I knew I had to change, and I knew I had to do something to take care of myself again. And so I just stuck with it. I felt better after drinking Shakeology, even though I had to like do one of these to get it down. And now I have like a healthy addiction to it. I'm obsessed with it. So if you have any challengers who don't like Shakeology at first or don't like the whole working out at home thing at first, they could be your next top 10 coach on your team. So don't give up on them. Anyways, I'll fast forward. I fell in love with Beachbody and the community. And all of a sudden I started anonymously sharing on social media my story, and different coaches started telling me that I should be a coach. And at the time, I didn't know why everyone wanted me on their team. Now I know why, but I didn't know. And, I feel like God put me on the right team and put me in the place that I needed to be. And I became a coach. Like I said, was 23 at the time, in debt up to my eyeballs. Still 50 pounds heavier than I am now. I should mention that it took me a long time to actually get back to my original weight, because I was pre-diabetic, hypothyroid, PCOS, endometriosis. I have like everything that you could imagine a woman having, I have. And so it's taken me a long time to lose the weight. But I joined as a coach because I realized that there was an opportunity to not only help people, but people were telling me, one, I got a discount, which I was like, okay, I'm broke and I need a discount. And people were telling me like, hey, Carly, if you sell, if you had people join you, 3 of them, you'd have your Shakeology covered. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to try. I'm just going to give this a try, and I'm going to see what happens. And 3 years later, you heard the stats and what's been going on. But what I want to talk to you guys tonight about is not just me telling you my stories and ups and downs, but the importance of confidence and getting over fear in this business, because I'm actually an extreme introvert. No one ever believes me when I say that because the way I speak and the way I am on social media, but I am. I don't gain my energy from people. I gain my energy from being alone. And that's what introvert extrovert is. If you didn't know, that's what it is. It's how you gain your energy, not how much you like people. I actually love people, but I get energy from being by myself. So being constantly surrounded by people, whether it's virtually or not in person, it's draining for me. So I didn't know if I could do this business long term, and yet here I am. So that's number one. I want you guys to know that about me, that I'm an introvert. So if you're like me and it's draining for you, you have to just work on ways that this business is going to work for you. Because actually a lot of top coaches in this company are introverts, which is really an interesting statistic about Beachbody coaches. So I'm going to talk to you guys about getting over your fear, and also the confidence killers that are in your life, and also the confidence boosters that are in your life, and how to get rid of the first category and how to enhance the second category. So you further, move your business forward, and not only just your business, your life. Because let's face it, I always tell my team, I'm not Carly, the Beachbody coach. I'm just Carly. I'm just me. I'm not, Beachbody isn't half over here and the rest of my life is over here. It's all one. And if you are a closet coach and you're not embracing the fact that you're a Beachbody coach, it's going to be really hard to move your business forward. And that might stick in your gut, and that might hurt right now. And you might be like, oh, she's talking right to me. Did Natalie tell her to say that? No, I don't know any of this. But I know there's somebody on this call who's sitting here right now, and you're a closet coach. If somebody were to see my profile in your profile, or to see my messages in your messages, who would they join? And not because of my rank or anything like that, but or any Natalie's, like another coach. I want you guys to compare not somebody's success, but somebody's forthrightness about them being a coach. And that is something you have to get over in this business, is being upfront with your journey and being okay with being uncomfortable when it comes to talking about your journey. So number one, I'm a list person, so you'll notice I have lots of bullets and lists. It's the way my brain works. So number one in getting over your fear in this business and building confidence, because confidence is a muscle. It is something you have to work on every single day. It's not actually a muscle, obviously, you guys know that, but it's something you have to work on every single day in order to make it stronger. And I know that's cliche, it really is, but I'm telling you it's true, because I've had to work on this. And I'll talk about things that have killed my confidence and things that have boosted my confidence. So number one is confidence is a choice. Natalie, were you at leadership last year in Coronado? Yeah. Okay. So this I actually got from Vito Lafata, and he was talking about how confidence is a choice, and how you have to choose it every single day. Now, if you're sitting here thinking, Carly, I'm not confident right now, I can't just wake up tomorrow and choose it. I understand that, but if you are making a conscious effort to make it in your brain and to read it and to see it and believe it, eventually you will actually believe it, I promise. So for my team, I always have them set or I think we did this call like a year ago, but at least like an hour after originally when you wake up. Mine's around like 8:30 since I wake up at 7:30. I put an alarm on my phone that literally it just says be confident with some emojis, or yours can say confidence, or whatever will remind you every single day to choose to live a life that you're proud of and to choose to live in a way that you're feeling confident in your business. And this will also exude into all areas of your life. It's not just business. You'll be more confident when you're walking on the street. You'll be more confident when you're at your kid's school. You'll be more confident when you go into the gym. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be just business. So number one is confidence is a choice, and you have to choose it daily. Now, there's days, trust me, this business is a roller coaster. And I know people say that, and it also sounds cliche, but it's true. There's days where I'm feeling on top of the world. When I hit top 10, on top of the world. When I hit 9-star, on top of the world. Okay, when I fell rank, or when I wasn't top 10, or when I'm struggling for elite points. That's a confidence killer if I wasn't doing personal development and choosing it every day. So I'm not just waking up every single day and success is coming to me because I'm choosing to be confident in this business. It's just allowing me to be able to move forward past those failures. And that's something that I'll talk about in just a second. But choosing it daily and reminding yourself daily is something that is so important. And I can guarantee after a while, you won't only just get used to that alarm, you'll get used to reminding yourself that, hey, I can be confident in this if I choose. People read right through your insecurity. If you guys are insecure in your invites, or you're unsure about what you're posting, it reads through. I guarantee it that people will see that. If you're posting with confidence and, hey, I just killed my workout and I really want to help somebody else get started on their workout, people are going to read through that. So every single day, choosing confidence. Number two, this one always tongue ties me, so let me say it and then I'll say it again. Imperfect daily action is better than every once in a while perfect action. So what that means is don't wait to start posting or tell your story or invite to challenge groups until you've lost 50 pounds, or don't wait to recruit coaches until you're a diamond or star diamond. You have to start doing the imperfect actions that will get you to success before they are perfect in something you can do every day. They have to be daily, and it's okay if they're imperfect. Every single day action is so much greater and so much more impactful for your business than waiting for it to be perfect and doing it every once in a while. Now, I always love talking about this point because that's actually speaking to me. I am a perfectionist and like OCD to the max and type A. So I like things to be perfect before I post them, or when I talk about them, or my messages to be perfect, or whatever it is. But I've learned that I'm doing myself a disservice, and I'm doing the people I want help a disservice if I'm waiting to be perfect before I'm telling my story or inviting or posting or whatever it is that I'm trying to accomplish that day. Imperfect daily action is better or more powerful than every once in a while perfect action. So that's number two, and that will build your confidence so much. I can guarantee it, because you guys, there are days when I just like post something on a whim, and I'm like at the grocery store, like paying and also posting, and that's like the most, like the post that blows up. It's a whim. I thought of something when I'm in the grocery store, then post while I'm laying there at 1 a.m. like writing out my note, my what's I call my caption in the notes, and then I post it the next day, and it's like, it gets no action, it gets no traction. People like to see that there are imperfect people in this world. I actually sell the most challenge packs and sign up the most people when I am really honest about when I fall off track and I'm getting back on track and I'm showing those imperfections. So number two, imperfect daily action is greater than every once in a while perfect action. Number three is choosing purpose. Now, I know we talk about whys all the time, and we talk about why you're here and what's your big why, and why. We talk about it all the time, and it's important to remember that and have a vision board or whatever your board is to remind you of why you're here. But there's something in choosing your why and choosing your purpose every single day that will not only kill those shoot down those confidence killers, but also encourage you to build up your own self-confidence in your own business. Choosing purpose allows you to decide that what somebody says or somebody thinks about you, or what you're worried about getting out of your comfort zone, is more important than what somebody's going to think, right? You have to choose. I always tell my team, in this business, you kind of got to choose. Like, do you want success and do you want to help people and do you want to change the world with me? Or do you want to sit around wondering what your ex-boyfriend from high school thinks about you? Like, you have to kind of decide. And it's true. You all know there's that one person you don't want to see your post. I know it, because there's that one person for me. I had to get over it. So I'm telling you that you have to decide to choose what your purpose is. I always tell my team too. Sorry, I keep looking over here, by the way. I should have explained that. My notes are up here. I always tell my team this too. If your why is to give your children a better life, or to take them on a vacation they've never been on, or retire your husband, or pay off debt, is what somebody says about you or thinks about you or their opinion about you more important to you than the work it's going to take to get you to whatever that why is, the debt, retiring your husband, taking your kids on their first vacation? And if you just answered yes, what people think about me is more important, then like, I probably won't see you in a few months in this business. I'm going to be honest. You have to gain thick skin, because this business is going to be tough. And it's something that, sorry, I just lost my place on my thing. There we go. And it's something that you have to get used to in this business. It kind of sounds like sad. You have to get like used to haters or people, you know what I'm talking about. There's just people hate to see other people healthier and happier and more successful than they are. One of my favorite quotes is, have you ever met a hater more successful than you? And for me, no. Or who works harder than you? Maybe there is somebody who is more successful, whatever their terms of successful are, but are they working harder than you? Or do they have a why and a purpose stronger than you? Answer is probably not. People who troll on social media and want to deter you from whatever your purpose is and your goal is are people who are not strong, and they're not strong enough in their own why and own purpose for their own life, that need to tear down other people. So get rid of those people. And that's what I'm going to lead into in just a second. I actually just realized, number 4. Okay, so number 3 was choosing purpose. Number 4 is getting used to failing. I know it sucks, but it's true. I would say 9 times out of 10 when I set a goal, I don't hit it. It's just, that's kind of, I like the quote. Have you guys heard this? I'll probably misquote it. I'm sorry if you're the quote police, but it's something like, what is it? Set your goal so ridiculously high so that if you fail, you'll fail above everybody else's success. Have you ever heard that? I probably misquoted it, but you get the idea, right? Basically, I shoot so big that I kind of always fail, but it allows me to push myself and get to a place where I'm okay with moving my business forward, which often means failing. So number 4 is getting used to failing. Have you guys read the book Failing Forward? If not, it's awesome. And one of my favorite personal development books. I could do a whole talk on PD and why personal development is important. I'm sure Natalie preaches this to you guys. But I'll just back her up on that personal development is key and you need to be doing it. But if you are one of those people who is worrying about failure, and you're like me, a perfectionist, and you want to do things to the best and always win, you have to get used to failing. And that was really hard for me, but I want you to read Failing Forward because it'll allow you to accept that and grow from that. So number 4, getting used to failing and then picking yourself up and continuing forward. Don't just fail and then fail. Fail and then do something about it and continue to move forward, or set such big goals that even if you don't hit, say you're an emerald right now, if you want to shoot for 5-star elite by the end of the year, go for it. But that's going to take a lot of work. But if you don't hit it, even if you're not 5-star elite by the end of the year, you'll probably be 2-star diamond. You'll be hitting Success Club. You'll be moving your business forward, and you will absolutely set yourself up for elite the next year. I can guarantee you that. When I hit top 10, I was a 1-star diamond coach. And my dad was my diamond in the beginning of the year when I started. So it's possible to do huge things in a year. But what I'm saying is, if you set such big goals for yourself that even if you fail a little bit, you're still failing forward. And to remember, if you say you just hit, I don't know, maybe you're about to fall out of 2-star qualifying right now, or diamond, or whatever it is. And is it Wednesday? Oh no, it's Thursday. So it's Tuesday. So you actually still have time. But say something bad happens this week, or you fall out of rank, or you had, oh, you guys want to know a bad one? This is a good one for me. Earlier this year, I woke up on, was it March 1st or April 1st? I was at Success Club -10. because I had 5 returns from like over 6 weeks. For some reason, they just love to just put them all at once. I don't know why they do that. But anyway, I woke up at Success Club -10 on April or March. And instead of letting that be a failure and saying, gosh, I couldn't help 5 people, they didn't like Beachbody, they didn't like Shakeology, I'm a terrible coach, I decided, well, that's 5 more people I need to make up and then some. And I think I hit Success Club 30 or something that month because I allowed myself to fail forward. I allowed myself to fail and be okay with that and realize, okay, I couldn't help those people, but I'm going to go talk to more people and find those that I can help. Fail forward. Number 4, that was number 4, get used to failing. Number 5 is getting rid of confidence killers. And these are hard because these come in multiple what is that called? Multiple ways, personalities. I can't think of the word. I'm tired. These come in different ways, in different types of people in your life. Warriors, doubters, and unbelievers. So I'm going to start with unbelievers. People who maybe they're a personal trainer or they've lost 60 pounds on their own. Those people who don't believe in Beachbody. We all have those people. We all have people in our lives who are just don't believe. They don't believe in the power of our products, probably because they've never tried them. Doubters. Number 2 is doubters. People who maybe your whole life, your parents have made you feel like you're not good enough, or your spouse or your best friend, or maybe your own brain, maybe the doubters. So the doubters in your life that are doubting or wondering if you can be successful. Like, oh, prove me wrong. The doubters, right? Have you ever had somebody tell you, that is the worst thing, prove me wrong? Like, what do you mean prove me wrong? I'm doing this for me, not for you. So doubters. Now, number 3 is the warriors. This is one that a lot of people look over and don't realize that is probably one of the number 1 confidence killers. A little background on me. I come from a long line of women lawyers. I had put down my deposit for law school right when I started Beachbody. I lost a $10,000 deposit because I wanted to go all in with my business. And one of the number 1 things I got for the first, probably till I hit top 10, until I, proved them all, was the worrying. Oh gosh, like, I'm so worried for you. I'm worried you're going to lose money. I'm worried that, I don't know what that was. That's okay. I'm worried that this is a pyramid scheme. I'm worried that you're going to lose money. The warriors. And there's people in your life who are saying that. And you guys, it's a confidence killer. Now, if this is your spouse or your best friend or your mom, I'm not saying cut them out of your life. But you have to start doing personal development enough that their voices are not as strong as your own. Your own inner voice has to be so strong and so confident that you are able to ignore the warriors, the doubters, and the unbelievers. It has to be something you work on every single day because, like I said on point 2, or was that point 3, choosing your purpose, what you're doing and what you're doing every single day has to be more important to you than wondering what other people think about you or worry about you or doubt you or don't believe in you. So number 5 was getting rid of those confidence killers and getting rid of people who don't believe in you. Number 6, this is one of my favorite quotes. It's by Zig Ziglar. Don't be distracted by criticism. Remember, the only taste of success some people have is when they take a bite out of you. I love that because it's true. All of my doubters and haters, especially in the beginning, are all now people who are eating their words and wondering how I'm doing this. So don't be afraid to remove people from your life who are not adding to your life at the time. It's okay to do spring cleaning in your life. It's okay. I'll give you that permission now. Do it. So instead of, or number 5, getting rid of confidence killers leads you into number 6, which is plugging into people who do believe in you and people who do believe in the same mission as you and people who are believers. And that's your team. You have to plug into a place that supports you and loves you and believes in the same thing, because if you don't, all of those days where somebody is telling you they're worried about you or they're doubting your abilities or you fail or you don't hit rank or you miss Success Club or somebody returns something on the last day of the month, no matter what it is, the place that you're going to regain that strength and regain the belief is by plugging into people who believe in you. So number 6, on the opposite end of number 5, getting rid of confidence killers, number 6 is adding people into your life who are confidence boosters. And that's plugging into your team, your success partner, your spouse if they're super supportive, whatever it is, the people around you who are believing in you, that's who you have to plug into. Whenever I do this talk for people, one of the number 1 things I get asked is how how to start again if you feel like you have lost, maybe you're sitting here and you hit diamond a year ago, and you've been emeralds for the last like 9 months or something, and you're not wherever you're at. You're sitting here thinking, okay, how do I get to the point of starting again? I'm going to tell you something, and it's profound. You have to just start again. I always tell my team, you have to plug into the team. The very first thing when I have messages, people coming to me, Carly, like, I'm ready. This is my time. I'm always like, okay, like, come on a team call. Like, come check into the team page every once in a while. Like, what do you want me to do? You telling me you're ready. Okay, like, yay, I'm excited for you, and that's great, but you have to want this, and you have to come in and plug yourself in and surround yourself by people who believe in you. And I'm saying that not because I want you guys to feel like you're an outsider, or, what's funny is I think people are always so worried. Natalie, I'm sure you get this too, where people who have fallen off are almost worried to come back into the team page of what we think, and they'd rather private message us. I'd rather you just randomly show up in our Facebook page, and I'd be like, whoa, like, it's good to see you. Hey, I just had a coach who joined me in 2014, and she's doing my Diamond Dash right now. She enrolled in 2014, and I saw her PayPal come in for our Diamond Dash, and I messaged her, and I was like, hey, I just wanted to make sure that was right. Like, I haven't seen you in, a year and a half. She's like, yeah, I've been watching in the team page. I just really want to do this. I'm like, okay, that's awesome. Apparently she's been watching and plugging into the team page. So if you're sitting here and your confidence is so low, or you didn't hit a goal, or somebody doesn't believe in you enough that you started to not believe in yourself, you have to plug in. And then you have to do steps 1 through 6 over and over and over until one day you wake up and realize you don't give a crap what other people think, and your goal and your why and your purpose is so much more important than what people think, that you just don't care, and you're going to crush it for the rest of however long you're here, which I hope forever, how long this business is going to be around. So that's my number one, because I know I always open it to questions, and I know people ask that. It's like, what do I do to get back in? So plug in and show up and make, Natalie, see your name pop up for the first time in a while, and do it. I'm assuming if you're on this call, though, you have something invested and you're here for a reason, but maybe you're watching the recording and you're trying to stay, back in the shadows, and you don't think we see you. We want to see you guys again, and we want to plug you back in, but that has to come from you. We can't want this enough for you. The point of Beachbody is to create a community, so that way when you do fall away, we're still there. But we're not hand-holding you to success. We're just there to remind you, like, hey, we're still here. We're still selling challenge packs. We're still moving our business. So come back whenever you're ready. And that's okay to come back when you're ready. I don't want you to come back when I want you. I want you to come back when you're ready. So number 6, plugging back into the team, not only important for all of you who are building your businesses right now, but maybe those who are fallen off, and those who need help, and those who need to get back in. So, Natalie, do we have time for questions or anything, or do you have questions or anything else you'd like me to cover?
Yeah, we have time. We usually go for however long, and I know that your call's at 9, so as long as we're off before that, we should be good. Does anybody have anything at all? Raise your hand and I'll unmute you. If there's not any background noise. I know someone has something. We're not this quiet.
That's okay. My team gets all shy when we have a guest speaker too. I'm like, really? You guys are always asking me a million questions? Come on.
Okay, I see 2 hands. All right, Kristen. And then we'll go with Jessie. Kristen, go ahead, babe.
Yeah, hey, that was so awesome. My question was for the beginning. How did you start liking Shakeology again? Like, why did you try it again? Or what was like, because that happens to all of us, right? I mean, it happens to people in our challenge groups. It happens to people, etc.
Yeah. So it's a question, how did I start liking it again? Is that what it is?
Like, I don't know. I don't remember what you were saying at the beginning, but you hated it. You didn't like it. And then all of a sudden now you're obviously obsessed with it. So what?
So I started playing around with recipes. I always tell my team, because trust me, I'm not I'm not the only one who feels this way. I have challengers every month who like return their challenge packs because they hated Shakeology the first time. I'm like, tell me, like, I can help you. So the way I started liking it was I started playing with recipes. I at first when I got vegan, either vegan or regular chocolate before the new flavor. I don't know if any of you have been around 3 years, where they changed it. But I had chocolate, and I think I put it with like almond milk and ice, and that's just not my thing. I didn't like it. So I started playing around with recipes. And when I have people who either post to my team page or challengers tell me they don't like it, I always remind people that Shakeology is food. If you, like me, when I started drinking Shakeology at first, my diet was wings, pizza, a lot of wine, McDonald's, every bad food you could imagine, sushi. I love sushi still though. If you're going from that to all of a sudden drinking a shake that is full of food that is from the earth, your body's gonna hate it, like, because it doesn't know what real food tastes like. So it tastes earthy, it tastes grainy. When people tell me I don't like the texture, it's grainy, I'm like, yeah, because it's real food from the earth. It's not chemicals that are made all smooth and pretty like Herbalife, because that's not food. That's chemicals. That's a weight loss shake. This is food. And so I always remind my team and my challengers, those who don't like it, not only the benefits. For some reason, I also think it's psychological. If you're reminding yourself of what's in it and you're reading those ingredients, and reminding your challengers of what's in it and the benefits, that part is psychological. But other than that, the actual taste buds, I changed my recipes. At the time, I was trying to lose weight. Like I said, I was 50 pounds heavier. So I started adding like half a banana, some peanut butter and chocolate. It tastes like a freaking Reese's shake, doesn't it, you guys? So I started doing that. You know, when vanilla came out, finally, I started adding cinnamon. I actually hated vanilla when it first came out. I was like, I thought this was going to be huge for my business. Hated it. But again, I tried adding cinnamon and more ice, less ice, almond milk, soy milk. I actually don't drink soy because health issues, but coconut milk, whatever it is, I tell people 100% you can send a bag back of Shakeology literally empty within 30 days, and they will give you your money back. But first, I want you to try at least 15 different recipes, and I give them those 15 different recipes, and guaranteed 9 times out of 10 they end up loving it. And I always start my challengers with combo packs, because that way they can find the one that they do like. And then, yeah, so I hope that helps. But yeah, I basically just started playing with it until I like didn't have to do this anymore. And now I love it and probably drink it too fast. So I hope that helped.
That was awesome. Jessie, did you have something?
Yes.
Go for it, babe.
Okay, so the confidence thing I've been working on, the personal development thing I've been working on, and making friends. And my problem comes when I would rather be straight up told no than I have people just stop talking to me. Mm-hmm. So like when people just stop talking to you, I mean, I try to go back and do the, more personal things and, really get to know them again and what's going on in their life. And then I still don't hear like they just stop talking to me.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I have people ignore me all the time. So I don't have a, like, this is what you should say if you don't want to get ignored, because I get ignored all the time. But that comes with, you guys, at the end of the day, it's a numbers game. If 5 people told you no today, or ignored you today, or ignored you this week, you got to find 5 new people to talk to you. And remember the importance of getting to know someone. I know you mentioned this, and what you were saying is you were getting to know them, or you were re-getting to know them. Make sure your guys' intentions are pure. If you are getting to know someone and they talk about health and fitness, or they talk about goals or things like that, then that is a reason to follow up with somebody. If you're just messaging your friends list saying, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, join my challenge group, and nobody is responding to you, that's probably because there's not that bond and that trust yet. And I don't know, I'm not saying you do this, but I know people do this. So I wish there was something, because I would apply it myself, if there was something to do to make sure people don't ignore you. But, for me, if somebody, say you've gotten to the point in your in the relationship or the conversation where somebody has told you your goals, or told you their goals or a why, and you've gotten that deep in a conversation and they ignore you, I take that as I will follow up with them, because they have already opened up and invested and talked about why they want change. That I don't mind following up and saying, hey, I haven't heard from you, but I know we were talking about how, you want to lose 10 pounds before your wedding, or you really want to get healthy for your kids, or you want to lose the baby weight, or whatever it is. I just want to check in, because I don't want you to think I'm one of those people who just, forgets, or just because you ignored me, I'm going to leave. So I'm the queen of follow-ups. I have, my contact list is I think 6,000 at this point because I talked to so many people in the last 3 years. So I follow up with everyone. Just last month, I had 3 people sign up with me from 2013. Our original conversation was 3 years ago, but I just never let them leave. I'm kind of like, hey, once we talk and we start talking and build a relationship, there's something there that I'm going to continue to follow up on. So, but there, I would say feel it out. If somebody ignores 2 follow-ups or a follow-up, that's okay. That's part of the business, and it's just part of finding more people to talk to and maybe people who you connect to more or a part of your niche a little bit more. So I hope that helps. But I wish there was a way of not getting ignored. Somebody said, I heard of something called the 7 points of contact. Talk or interact 7 times and usually it will get to some sort of result. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I always tell my team not enjoy. Where did that word come from? I always tell my team to go out and do something on their page, interact before sending messages, like an old picture, or they changed their profile picture. They just went on a trip to Hawaii, whatever it is. So that way they see a like or a comment every once in a while. It's not weird when you message them and you're saying, hey, I saw your trip to Hawaii. How's it going? Or whatever it is. So yeah. Ronnie, I think that's what it said. How many times do you follow up generally? I actually, if somebody, it depends, like I said, but if somebody comes to me and we have talked about a challenge group in the past, and we have gotten to the point where they originally showed some kind of interest, whether that's, hey, what do you do as a coach, or send me the enrollment, and they never finished it, I follow up until I'm blue in the face, because my theory is, if I'm so passionate about what I'm doing, why can I let somebody ignoring me, deter me from my goal? So I don't really have like a 3 and done follow-up. Like I said, that 2000, I actually posted this for my team, my email of this one girl who finally signed up this one was actually 2014. It was literally like, back and forth. And then all of a sudden it was like April, June, October, November. It was all me. Just like, hey girl, how are you? Here's my next challenge group. Hey girl, how are you? Haven't heard from you. Happy Christmas, I'm just kind of creepy that way because I feel like I have a passion and I want to help people so badly. And and let's face it, I have goals to hit that I'm not going to let people just run away if they originally were interested in me. So maybe that's like not politically correct answer, but that's the way I do it. And it's been working for me. So
it's so funny. It's so true that you look back and you're like, hey girl, how you doing? Hey, how's it going? And like over and over again, you're like, oh my gosh. But it's so true. And finally they're like, oh, just kidding. Sorry. I'm just sending messages and I'm ready to do something. So and
I would say 9 times out of 10 too, people who finally do respond always are grateful and saying, I can't believe you didn't just put my messages in the trash. Like, I can't believe you've been messaging me every 3 months for 2 years. And I always, when somebody messages me or I'm talking, I always like to ask questions in the beginning because it gives me ammunition and fuel for the rest of my follow-ups for forever. Because if somebody tells me they just had a baby boy and his name is John, I can talk about John till I'm blue in the face for 2 years. And there's something emotional about somebody knowing you care about something personal that gets them to eventually commit and have that trust with you and that loyalty. So, let's see. Sarah said, I do get ignored most of the time, but that's okay. Keep moving forward. Yeah. Keep moving forward. I get ignored all the time too. Billy said, with 6,000 contacts, what do you use for tracking? So I actually preach tracking to my team, and I'm actually not so great at tracking, but I use folder systems. It's just how it works for me on Google because I'm a big Gmail fan. So I have a ton of folders that I put people in because at the top, after you send a message on Gmail, you can choose folder and it just goes directly there. And they're based off of, people who I haven't talked to in a year, people who are based on coach interests in the last, month, challenge group interests, and people who I need to follow up with since it's only been like a month. I just have different folders and categories. And on my Power Hour, I don't have my whiteboard over here, but on my Power Hour, it'll tell me which folder to do that day. And I basically just go in and hammer it out. But something that has been working for my team and something I'm going to eventually convert over is to Teamzy, Teamzy, or what's the other one? Streak. Is that Google Streak? And it's not that I don't believe in those things. I just have so many, it's going to take me a while to move them all over. But right now I track with the folder system and color coding on Google. That just works for me. I know I tell my team if pen and paper works or Excel worksheets work, Google Sheets, whatever works for you, as long as you have names and contact information somewhere for all of these people, you guys will realize you're probably talking to 10 times the amount of people you think you're talking to. When my team comes to me, oh, I didn't hit Success Club this month. I'm like, show me your conversations and your tracking. I'm like, oh, I forgot to track. I'm like, guaranteed if you were tracking, you would have had at least 30 more people to follow up with at the end of the month if you had been tracking, because you guys are like me. Like, here's the thing. I'm not even married and I don't have kids, and I have enough in my brain. All of you moms and dads and people with spouses and all of that, you guys have more in your brain, or full-time jobs still. You have so much in your brain that you have to be able to track, because when you get to the point of your business where you need to follow up with somebody, it's going to be really hard to remember who messaged you on August 1st. Actually, if I asked you right now, would you guys all remember who you talked to on July 31st or August 1st? Probably not, right? Unless you have like a crazy memory. But if you don't, that's probably because you're not tracking. For me, I could literally pull up my Google right now and show you exactly who I talked to on August 31st. So remember that. So you message via email more than Facebook. Yeah, I'm an email person because I think it's, what's that called? More organized. I just can organize better. And Facebook is just a hot mess. So I always move people over to Gmail because that's what works for me. And so if this is working for you and Facebook works for you and you're tracking somehow, if that's on Google and you're writing down names in a Google sheet, you talk to them on Facebook, absolutely, I would still stick with that. But I always tell my team, if you're not where you want to be, you got to do things you haven't been doing before. So maybe it's time to switch. And if not, if the Facebook message is working for you, I would absolutely stick with it, but still track those conversations. I have people come to me on Facebook all the time, but even if they don't move over to Google, I still track them in Google because I know where they're going to be, and I just make a note that it's going to be on Facebook instead of Gmail. So yeah, it's just I just like Gmail better. I'm an email person. Anything else?
Anything else, anybody? No? All right, well, before we hang up, it's tradition that we get a team picture. Ooh, wow. So everybody put their smiley face on. One more. All right. Well, thank you so very much for taking time out to join us.
You're welcome.
That was awesome. I can't wait to re-listen to it. I took notes, but there's something about re-listening and
I do the same thing.
Yeah. So
thanks for fun, you guys. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. And I'll see you in a few minutes.
All right, I'll see you soon. Bye, you guys.
Bye, guys.